is only the second time the World Championship of Irish Dancing has come to the United States, and the first time it's come to Boston. And that's giving local dancers something to be excited about.
The past couple of days have been very tragic for the city of Boston. Authorities have yet to make an arrest, but they say their investigation is getting close. Reporting for WEBN, I'm Ashley Allen. Many of the women in the class said that burlesque dancing is not only fun, but that it helps them feel comfortable and confident in their own skin.
Father Lou Phillips, a priest and teacher at the school, is also worried about the children and says he's going to work hard to make sure they stay connected to each other and their faith.
The Protection One security button is a great option for victims of domestic abuse. The police say that this button should not be used instead of calling 911. They're flying in from around the world with big hair, big kicks, and big hopes of taking home the gold.
The goal right now is to at least get second, third, or first.
The Irish Dancing World Championship is being held in Boston this year at the Heinz Convention Center. Most of the competitors range from 10 to 14 years old. But don't let their age fool you. These kids know what it takes to win.
Yeah, we practice most days of the week, and then you have to practice like yourself at home. And you have to keep your fitness up, so you have to do like 1,000 jumps every day.
In addition to staying physically fit, these dancers must also put in effort to look the part.
First I put on all my makeup, and then I either do my wig myself, or this morning I got it done by one of the vendors in the room. Yeah.
This is only the second time the World Championship of Irish Dancing has come to the United States, and the first time it's come to Boston. And that's giving local dancers something to be excited about.
We're Team Woods, and we're going to win the World Championship!
These girls are from the Wood School of Irish Dance in South Boston, and they're very used to traveling to compete.
Yeah, and we might be going to London next year. So, going to Anaheim. Yeah, and then I'm going to Anaheim, California in July.
But they say they couldn't be happier that the world's largest Irish dance competition has come to them. The 8-day competition started on Sunday and is scheduled to wrap up on the last day of this month. In Boston, reporting for WEBN, I'm Ashley Allen. It was a code red.
We were standing there, we're watching the SWAT team, must be SWAT team coming in, and then when I turned around, they had an alarm, they had a bomb scare.
You just saw a flood of people running out of the courthouse, just like terrified. So it was definitely a little nerve-wracking.
Monday's bombings have left Bostonians on edge. The huge crowd and press was outside the courthouse before the code red because of a media report that police had arrested the person responsible for the bombings at the marathon. But that media report turned out to be false.
Assault weapon standing outside the courthouse. Boston Fire has shown up here. Believe it was a bomb scare that has triggered all of this.
The past couple of days have been very tragic for the city of Boston. Authorities have yet to make an arrest, but they say their investigation is getting close. Reporting for WEBN, I'm Ashley Allen. Condemnation for handing out condoms is what some students are facing, at least at Boston College. The Catholic school students have been ordered to stop handing out birth control on campus. Lizzie Jekanowski is head of the Boston College Students for Sexual Health group. She is leading the fight to make contraception available at BC.
We're an independent student group, we're independent of the university, and we seek to expand sexual health resources and information on BC's campus because Boston College does not provide this information.
These students host condom pickups and have set up what they call safe sites around campus where students can go for information and sexual resources. But they may not be able to help their classmates much longer. Boston College has sent out a letter threatening the group members with expulsion if they do not stop their work, which is concerning to some students.
I know that BC students have sex, so to me it was like, well, there should obviously be condoms available.
Aside from the obvious risks of not having contraception available at BC, such as pregnancy and STDs, some are concerned with the message BC is sending its students by banning the distribution of birth control on campus.
Saying that we're not going to be handing these out, it's making sex look like it's something that you should be ashamed of.
Although Jekanowski says that many Boston College students are in support with making contraceptives available on campus, she also says that there's a great deal of students who can see where the college is coming from and who support the Jesuit tradition.
I don't necessarily agree with what the school is doing, but I understand where they're coming from, given that it's a private Jesuit institution.
I think that the university is 100% within its rights. Students agreed to live by these Catholic values and to respect them while they're on BC property.
The group is scheduled to meet the college's administration on April 29th to discuss the next step. Reporting for WEBN from Boston College, I'm Ashley Allen. This is the Boston Baby Dolls Burlesque Dance Company, and it's giving Boston women something to shimmy about. Their students are learning how to strip, but more importantly, they're learning how to love their bodies and embrace their femininity. Headmistress Mina Murray is an owner of the Boston Baby Dolls. She's been teaching burlesque dancing in Boston for 7 years.
We have taught hundreds of women how to bump and grind and tassel twirl.
You might be surprised to know that in proper Boston, sexy dance classes are selling out months in advance.
All of our classes keep selling out, so the traffic is fantastic.
Baby Dolls instructor Linnea Peterson says she thinks one of the reasons burlesque has become so popular is because it allows women to accentuate the parts of their body that they love.
So you can hand the same song to 2 different women and they'll give you 2 totally different acts based on like what they're comfortable with and what they really like about themselves.
Many of the women in the class said that burlesque dancing is not only fun, but that it helps them feel comfortable and confident in their own skin.
I love burlesque, and I'm also big on body empowerment and loving the body you're in, starting your stuff, your way, your style, and you're only showing what you want to.
Anybody can get up on the stage no matter what they look like, and you know, if they feel good about themselves and they can share that with other people.
Because at the root of burlesque, it's a body image, you know, being comfortable with your own body.
In a society with increasingly high standards for physical perfection, burlesque dancing can help the women of Boston gain confidence by learning how to lose their clothes. In Boston, reporting for WEBN, I'm Ashley Allen. When the bell rings on the last day of school, you might expect to see nothing but smiling faces. Though the students at Cathedral treated today like any other, their parents knew better and are worried about what the closing of the school means for their children.
I thought we had all prepared ourselves for this moment, and it's just a lot sadder than we thought. We're very discouraged that this is it.
Although the Cathedral School is not the only Catholic school in the area, parents say it was different from the rest because of its ethnic diversity. Student parent Lisa Day has 2 adopted children from Ethiopia and says the school was the perfect place for them.
People here at the school knew very well how to deal with immigrants and refugees and things of that sort, and I knew that this would be a safe and good place for them.
Day now feels let down by the diocese and is more than disappointed in their decision to close the school.
These are the people that we're supposed to be ministering to, and he's chosen not to.
Father Lou Phillips, a priest and teacher at the school, is also worried about the children and says he's going to work hard to make sure they stay connected to each other and their faith.
Maybe we can do some after-school enrichment programs or just social programs to bring our parishioners together.
Although he is discouraged, Father Lou still believes in Catholic education and is now devoted to keeping his parishioners involved.
Even though a number of Catholic schools, such as ours, have faced closure, I really feel that Catholic education will survive, this storm.
And many families hope that he's right. But for now, Cathedral School is closed, and for the parents of the students, that's hard to accept. In Portland, Ashley Allen, News Center. Sheriff Kevin Joyce of Portland is not defending Corrections Officer Nicholas Stein. Joyce says that punching an inmate in the face is completely unacceptable behavior.
One of the things that really discourages me and upsets me about this is part of our mission statement is to provide a safe and secure detention environment for those placed in custody.
According to witnesses and surveillance cameras, Stein grabbed the inmate and dragged him across the floor, then punched him in the face. Joyce says that the assault was not in self-defense and that it occurred after the inmate jumped from a railing outside of his cell.
Clearly after the jump, Nicholas Stein did not meet what I expect our mission statement says about maintaining a safe and secure environment.
Joyce says that the only reason an inmate should ever be dragged from an area is during an emergency, such as a collapsing roof or a fire. He also says that the punch in the face wasn't Stein's only violation.
They would have called a medical duress. The nursing staff would have come down. They would have given medical treatment, called MedQ, and at that point he would have been removed from where he lay after he jumped. Unfortunately, in this case, Officer Stein dragged him down to medical, and there was no reason for that whatsoever.
According to Sheriff Joyce, Officer Stein had a record of violent behavior and had been reprimanded in the past, once for punching a hole in the wall and once for kicking a photocopy machine. But Sheriff Joyce says he never expected Officer Stein to take out his anger on inmates.
There was no indication that he would act like this with inmates, or probably things would have been done differently.
Sheriff Joyce agrees that this incident is unacceptable and says he's going to do anything he can to make sure nothing like this happens again.
I'm going to hold our employees accountable for meeting our mission statement and treating the inmates appropriately.
If the accusations against Stein prove true, Officer Joyce says it is possible that Stein will lose his job and perhaps his certification. In Portland, Ashley Allen, News Center.